is Mr. Creeper. He's like, hee, ha, boom. And you're What's going on, Minecraft and YouTube? My name is Preacher, and we are looking at our 5 starter houses. These 5 starter houses I have actually recorded in shorts videos. Now, the problem with the shorts videos is it's all time-lapse. It's like all time-lapse. If you haven't seen them, check them out. I'm going to put them down in the description. But I didn't get a chance to talk about them. So what I figured I'd do is about every 5 videos or so, I'll come back in here and I'll talk about each one of these builds. And we'll be able to go in and talk about how they're built and all that good stuff. And you can get a little bit more details out of it. That way, in case you wanted to build this right here in your world, you could absolutely do that. So with that being said, I want to tell you one more thing. I've been gone for a little while. I've been gone for about a month now. I haven't made a video in about a month. And so I was selling my house. I had to move to a new house and get settled. The other house that we moved into, there's some remodel stuff that I had to finish up and get done and everything. And so I hope you'll forgive me for being gone for so long. But I'm back. I'm sitting in front of my computer. I'm gonna go back to trying to make at least 3 videos a week. And with all that said, let's go back over here and look at these starter houses. So in the starter house, if you've watched the shorts videos, I wanted to make these following some rules. First off, all the starter houses that we're going to be looking at today are made out of starter materials, just like this right here. I labeled this house the classic Minecraft starter house. Now, it is classic, but it uses a couple of different blocks. Okay, so we brought it up to, we had to. It's 1.18, so you got to bring in some 1.17, 1.18 blocks. Now, along with that, we have some other rules. Okay, first off, I wanted to have starter material. Then I wanted to have starter farm, a little manual farm outside. Then we come inside and we have our level 30 enchantment set up. A bed. You got to have a bed in a starter house. A storage area consisting of at least 9 chests, a 3x3. Okay, and then some tools laying around. Of course, you can have a crafting table, and then one of the big things in my starter houses that I always like to have, it always helps me out so much, is I'm in the kitchen sink. All right, so is a single furnace array. All right, so literally it's actually a furnace system. It's not just a furnace; it's a furnace system. So you've got the feed that comes in, you've got the fuel that goes in, and then you also have the output down there, output chest. So every single one of my starter houses is going to have one of them. We have a brewing stand with a water source nearby, and then of course we have extra building materials for our kitchen, our storage areas in here in our kitchen and everything. That said, I did not want to leave all of the interiors empty. I wanted to have things inside the house. I wanted it to feel like a real starter house. And most of us, when we build a starter house, we build it the right size, and then we fill it to the brim with all of this stuff. But we got one little secret here. If we punch out the ceiling, and now we got a ton of extra space in here that we didn't actually use. So a little hidden compartment up there. Alright, also with the starter houses, you'll also notice that I try to make everything spawn proof on the outside of it. Of course, if this was your actual starter house, you'd have torches spammed everywhere, make sure that no creepers or anything got out of this cave over here and come over and greeted you with your day. Okay, so all of that being said, I hope you enjoyed this one. Let's jump over to the next one. The next one is a little different. Alright, so we made it into our next build. This is, it's 1.18 again, like I just said. And, I mean, it makes sense that people are going to want to build some bases down here in the Lush Caves. It's the brightest place in the underground, so I did come in here and hide some torches down in these underneath those moss carpets and everything in the surrounding areas, trying to light it up just a little bit around our base. But we did this right here I called the lofty Lush Caves, and so I thought that was really neat. Our tree is a little big, but I felt like it needed something, right? All right, so we come in here. We got our enchanting area. One of the things that I really liked about this whole entire setup was those the glowberry uh, lights that I hid inside the walls and stuff. If we go over here, let's go down here actually. See these right here, the glowberry lights we hid up inside of little pockets inside the walls, and it's like little lights back there. It's kind of cool. We just like the build before, we also made our furnace system. This right here would be your fill. This is your input. This is your fuel input, and this is your output. The hoppers back there. Don't make me break that thing right there. Okay. All right. So I like this. I put some tropical fish down here. I really do like this. They're like there, they're down in the water, and so it's pretty cool. I like how they're turned out, how the fishies are all down inside the water, and then we got some of the dripstone or drip leaf and all that stuff hanging out around here. So, man, I really like this build. If I had the opportunity to have a starter house down in the cave, I usually don't. I like building up like on the mountains and stuff like that. But if I ever came down here, this right here would be what I wanted. Look, it's open. It's lofty. You can, if you had a Elytra, you could just jump down from here and fly, and it's pretty cool. Another starter farm down here. Now this right here, I really like the way this right here does. That's flowing water, and that fishy just goes up and down, up and down. You can't put two. If you put two in there, one will knock the others out. Okay. So also we did, if we want to get to our bedroom, we can go up the stairs, or we can parkour to our bedroom. I missed that one. Okay. And then we have more of these little lights and stuff put into the wall. This one here is exposed on one side because we got a bookshelf up in there. And then our bedroom and armor stand, different decorations and stuff in there. So I really do like that. Now, I did only put one of these chains down through there. I thought about coming in here and putting a second, but I don't know. And y'all tell me what you think. Tell me what you think of the lofty Lush Caves. All right, let's go to the next build. Topping the hill and coming straight down into the meadows, we see our wonderful modern meadows. I really like this build. This right here turned out, I actually don't build a whole lot in the modern build style. It's very blocky, very square. I like a more of an organic kind of look, but I really do think that this right here turned out great. It's got the gray diaper and the orange accent color. All right, you gotta have the orange. I'm kind of fond of orange. All right, so this building right here is made out of snow. It's the snow block, and so there's plenty of that all the way around here, and so you can actually make that out of the powdered snow, I think, and then you can walk through the walls if you wanted to. So, but for this build right here, we did the snow block to give it the majority of the white texture. Now the sand and the orange terracotta might be a little bit harder to get to. Okay, but all you gotta do is find a good river. You can go in there and dig up all the clay that you need, convert it back, craft it back into the clay blocks, then smelt it. Once you smelt it, then you'll have terracotta. After you have the terracotta, then you can dye it. You can get the orange terracotta just using some red flowers and some yellow flowers. So that is not too far-fetched for a starter base. Okay, a lot of times there's a big grind. Now I want to be clear. Starter base, okay, starter house is not necessarily where you live for the first 30 days of your Minecraft. Okay, let me clarify this. Where I live for my first 30 days of Minecraft is in a hole like this. Okay, this is a hidey hole. Okay, everybody lives in a hidey hole, or if you're like OP gamer, you might go camping. All right, and I've done that there a lot. When I'm camping out in the woods and everything, this is how I camp right here. That's how I camp. I'm out here in the woods and I'm camping while I'm building my starter house. Okay, so I just want y'all to understand that a starter house is not necessarily where you start in the world. all of us Minecrafters, we're either going to start in a hidey hole over there in the side of the hill, or we're going to be the campers. I like camping, but one thing I'll give you a little hint on this right here, since we're here and we're talking about it. Don't do this, okay? When you're camping, don't do this right here, okay? Because what's going to happen is you're going to be running up here late, it's nighttime, you're running up, you're like, oh, it's late, I got to go to bed. And you click, you go to bed, and then right behind here is Mr. Creeper. He's like, boom, and you're dead. And all of your stuff goes all out over the floor and all that other stuff, and it's miserable. Don't stack your chest when you're camping. Don't stack your chest when you're camping. See my setup, how it's all laid out nice and flat. See, when I come out here and I'm going camping, I can be like, oh, you Mr. Creeper try to hide behind my chest. See, I'll beat you up. And I go to sleep. See? Alright, I digress. Let's get back to the build. Okay, so these right here are starter houses. It takes a little bit of time, and you have to do a little bit of resource collecting, but you can do fine camping or in your hidey hole in the side of a mountain. That's fine while you build your starter house. That's fine. Okay, but for this right here, let's see. We got 4 deep carpets to keep the creepers out of our house. We've got all of our tools and everything down here. We got a nice little dining area down here downstairs. That's just kind of decoration. You could fill this right here up with chests if you wanted to, and change that right there into a functional area. That's just a decorative area now. This right here is our nice little sugarcane farm. What would have been a swimming pool back here in the backyard, we converted this right here into a sugarcane farm. So then we come out our doors, we come out, we go up the stairs here, and now these stairs were actually really hard to design. It was actually an afterthought, and so I had to kind of build out this side wall, and it left it with a very open air kind of look, kind of modern and everything. I really like it. The only thing I don't like about it is you gotta jump. So, but there is that. So upstairs we have the main meat of the house. We have, of course, our smelting system right there. We have a couple of different workstations right there. More storage over here, a couple of candles, some marble countertop up here, more storage going across. We also have our level 30 enchanting set up, and also the one thing I like about this is it's a walkthrough. You can walk all the way through it, and that brings us to the bedroom. We got a twin bed. Up here we have a skylight. Now I want to show you this right here. I talked about not making the houses making them spawn proof. We do have this spawn proof. In 1.18, mobs have to have a level 0 light level before they start spawning. A couple of pieces of glow lichen can stop a lot of spawning. So I just scattered out a couple of those across the top of this build, and now we have a spawn proof roof on this build. So nothing can spawn on the glass, nothing can spawn on the carpet, and nothing can spawn in a light level of above 0. So pretty cool. We also use some snow layers and stuff like that there to build up our seats and our front beds and everything. So all of that, I think, turned out beautiful. All right, to the next build. This one up here got a ton of attention. It got picked up on somebody else's feed where they were doing a shorts feed. It got inserted in somebody else's shorts feed, and we got like 7,000 or 8,000 views on this house. Now I appreciate that. I really do. I'm not gonna knock any of that. But this right here was not the hardest build that I've done so far. Okay, and so, but let's jump in and look at it. We did a half hip roof up here on the top, and then come down and put some fence gates in here for just to kind of block off that end, give it a little bit more depth and texture. And then we put some orange concrete powder back there in the back. This one does have an upstairs, and it is open. Now on the first build we did come in and put fences down here, but for this build I wanted to make it look a little bit more real, where the snow would come down in here from the side and accumulate on the front porch and accumulate on these logs out here on the outside. I thought that there added a nice little touch. Let's do that. I don't know what that there was for. Now, one of the things that you're going to run into if you decide to make a build like this right here is 2 squares. So it's a square here, and then it's another square over here. when you do 2 squares, the inside, the valley of your roof will work out really great. It'll turn out really great. But this outside corner where you're combining 2 gables, that doesn't always turn out real well. Now you can come in with a hip roof and going all the way around, and that will actually work out. But if you want to break up that corner, put a chimney, put a second story up here, a big square up here that will break up that corner, that'll allow you to put other stuff in there to break that up to make it look good. Okay, let's go inside. Inside we have our bookshelves for our enchanting setup, level 30 enchanting setup. That chimney does actually come down here. It is somewhat functioning, I guess, if it's functioning as a Minecraft fireplace can be. Our storage area, then we also have the furnace array down here, then we also have our brewing stand, water source right next door, a bedroom, then we actually have this upstairs. Put this thing in here. See, now we have the upstairs, and we actually have access to it. Putting stairs or putting ladders on trapdoors is a good way to make your stairs very thin. But I hope you enjoyed this build. I think it turned out beautiful. But the next build, oh, this is going to be amazing. I hope you've snuck around for this long. The next build is it's one of my favorite builds that I've ever built. Okay, it is amazing. So let's go over and look at it. As we top the mountains and come on down to the overflow into the cave, we see our steampunk craziness out here. Now, again, you're not going to build this while you can build this while you're sleeping in a tent, but you need to be sleeping in a tent because this is going to take you more than a Minecraft day. Okay, you need to set you up a tent over here or make you a hidey hole or something, and then come out here and build your starter house. Okay, let's go through this right here and just look. First off, I wanted to hit y'all with what I think is the most. This right here to me is like the best aspect of this. Look at how the turbine over here, the water turbine, looks like it's turning. What we did is we put trapdoors as the paddles to this turbine, and we put trapdoors on one side, on one gate, and then on the other side on the other fence. And so we got trapdoors on this side, fences on that side, and then we got fences on this side and trapdoors on the opposite, right? And what that does, that gives you that turning look. It looks like they're offset, like they're still turning. So then we built out our bearings out here on the ends and right there, with this overhang, these brackets to overhang and hold that thing up. It's got fence posts held up by chains, and then the grindstones, of course, for pulleys. Then over here we have our generator. So of course our shaft had to go through the entirety of the building. So this shaft goes all the way through, comes over here into the generator, which also doubles as, it's not a generator, it's a generator facade. This area also doubles as our storage area. So we've got a ton of storage in this build, and I thought it was amazing. And then we got a little garden out here. This was, I'll be honest with you, this was an afterthought. But we put a chicken down in there so that we could tether it off, and we put a little gangplank down there. And I mean, I love this. I love the way this right here turned out. It brings a smile to my face right now. We put 2 layers of bearings and brackets out here at the end of our generator. Our generator there is, boy, it's just amazing. The power comes out and goes into the side of the hill. It powers the future base that's going to be back there. But let's look at how this right here, how you get into this build. So over here, you climb over here onto the back side of this post, and you climb up. And that's how you get into your house. And so pretty amazing. I like it. That keeps you can actually I think actually zombies and stuff can get down here. So what you can do is break that, and then you have to jump to get up here, and now nothing can get up here. So inside of here we have, of course, our bedroom. Then we have our living area, ender chest there. Got come down, we have our, of course, smelting system, and then we have a vaulted ceiling with nice big old beams up there and everything. Hey, it's getting dark outside. No, I'm playing. That's just a picture. All right, we come up here. We got a copper roof lined out, and then it's got the deep slate in there. This right here is an end material. You caught me. It's decorative. I thought I'd come in here and patch up the wall a little bit with a different color. You can use this right here is birch. You can use birch in there until later on when you get into the nether, and you can actually get some of the warp stem and everything. So then there's also these netherrack stairs, the nether brick stairs or fences. I thought those there looked good as chimneys. I don't know if you've ever seen a chimney where it's been heated up 100 times and rusted, and it just kind of got that dark red look to it. So then we did bring out some nether wart out there on the front porch. All in all, I think this looks amazing. And so this, hey, if you could do me a favor, everybody that sees this video, look down in the description, look for the steampunk build. Click on this video. I'd love to see this video gain a lot of traction. And this right here is the one that I was talking about earlier that was a lot better than that other build. And man, this thing right here, I thought it turned out really, really, really well. And it just hadn't gained any traction on YouTube. I don't know why, but but anyhow, I hope you appreciate watching this little episode where we got to come through and talk about our builds. I'm going to continue to make these builds. I actually want to get to 100 builds. Not just because I want to make 100 videos, but every time I build one of these houses, I get better at building. And so, and I hope you do too. I hope you get to come through and watch these builds and look and see how things are put together. And maybe you too can get better at building, and we can all enjoy Minecraft just a little bit more because of all that. My name is Preacher. If I don't see you again, I hope to see you in heaven.